This is Toy with Toys Food Chronicles, and today we're going to do a smoked spatchcock chicken, and it's going to be wonderful. Let's go. Welcome to Toys Food Chronicles. Once again, I'm Toy, and this channel was made to help the average home cook and backyard grill cook prepare stunning meals for their families and guests. Once again, if you like this content or if you find any value here, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and do all of those wonderful things. Hit the notification bell because then you'll be notified when we do live streams, and when we do those other things that we do, other notifications of other shows that we'll be bringing out, different cooks and things like that. So today we're gonna do a spatchcocked smoked chicken. I got some things. I'm making my own rub, if you will. It's not really a rub. I'm just placing these spices onto the chicken. So obviously, if we're spatchcocking it, that means we're cutting the back out of the chicken. And so we're gonna get right into it. Now, the first thing that we want to do here is definitely dry this chicken off because we don't want the skin to be all wet and things like that. We want this chicken to be dry so that it collects that heat. We are going to be cooking somewhere between 400 and 450 today on the smoker. And I only have, at this time, an offset smoker. So that's what I cook with when I smoke anything. So I'm cooking it offset. Ideally, would I be doing this on an offset smoker? Probably not. I would be doing this probably on a Weber or something where I can let the chicken hang or anything like that. And I would probably do like a beer can chicken style. But let me complete drying this off right here. And then when I open it up from the back, then I also want to, okay. When I open it up from the back, which is right here, I'm gonna go along the spine here, like Dr. Toy, like I'm a doctor. Then I'll have to also clean out and dry the cavity area as well. Alrighty, let's see what we can do with these shears. I am very proud of these things, and now I officially know that they actually work. I was nervous. I was like, I've seen it on TV. I have not done this myself. And I have to go along the other side as well. Man, I will never doubt these little shear things again. I was like, do they really work like they do on TV? And yes, they do. That is the back of the chicken. Awesome. This is amazing. That literally is my first time. So I'll have to clean this out and dry this out. Now, this is the thing that I see everybody do that I don't know if I'll be able to do. And that is, let me cut this off because we don't need that excess fat. So this is the thing I see everybody do. And they say, oh, well, all you're gonna do, I don't know, I think I might keep the skin as a protection from the heat there. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And I see them break this thing so I can lay flat. So this is breaking the wishbone. I've never done this. This will be my first time. Yay, yay, yay. So let's see if I can do it. And it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So now this bird is spatchcocked. I want to make sure that everything is still dry on it. My hands are having a little bit of liquid before I put all this butter on here. Once again, I'm gonna dry it off one more time. Dry it off again here. And then dry the inside out. Here we go. Alrighty. So, this is where we have a little bit of fun. So, what I'm gonna do now is butter this wonderful thing before I started seasoning it. Let's start putting our butter on this wonderful thing. Put that there. I want all my butter here because I don't want to put this back into the butter. I want to have all the butter that I'm going to use already out because I don't want to touch it with chicken. Okay. All right, let's make it happen. Some people use oil, olive oil, Worcestershire sauce. I'm buttering this thing, giving it a little massage. When you make your food, you gotta make it with love. Okay, we got that. Now let's do the inside. We're gonna do the inside as well. Alrighty. Now that we got this thing buttered up, we're gonna start putting our seasons on there. We definitely want to do salt. We always have to do pepper. Then we're gonna do a little bit of basil. Then we're gonna do some whole oregano. Oh, well, before we do that, we're gonna put in some bay leaves. Now this is a bay leaf powder, of course. Okay. Now, we wanna start adding a little bit of heat and some color to it. So we're gonna use some cayenne pepper. And then more for color, we're gonna add some smoked paprika. There we go there. And I'm gonna rub it so it sticks a little bit. So they call it a rub, but I'm not gonna rub, I'm gonna just pat. So it stays there. Then I'm gonna wash my hands and do the other side. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Now I can touch nothing with that hand anymore. All right, boom, pat, 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 pat. All righty. Now we're gonna head outside and we're gonna use, today we're gonna be using cherry wood, regular charcoal, and we're gonna be heating this up around 450 today. So as I said before, we do need it at about 450. It's been tracking at about 500. It's going down a little bit. I closed the exhaust. Alrighty, so we definitely got our chicken here and it's ready. I burned my foot while I was pouring in the coals. That was kind of funny. I do have my cherry wood in here. I put a layer of charcoal down and I filled up a chimney of charcoal and I poured that in on top of that. And so now I'm going to put this chicken in here and we're gonna cook it. So it went down to 450, but it's not gonna stay that way for long because it only went down because I opened it up just a little bit. So now I'm placing this chicken facing. You hear that sizzle? So you got that butter, you got everything. I'm placing it kind of far away from the fire because I wanted to get the smoke and I wanted to feel the heat, but I want to make sure that that chicken still looks like it looks when it's done. I don't want it to be burnt on the front. So I might even put something to kind of block it and save it just a little bit. So now we're gonna take these potatoes and we're gonna fry these things up is what we're doing. And yes, we're keeping the skin on. I'm a skin on kind of guy. So we're basically making potato chips because we're frying these puppies up. And then we are going to put some cheese on top of them. And the topping is going to be the green portions of these scallions. So we're not deep frying them per se, but we are going to have them in a lot of oil. There we go. Boom, boom. Now, that's one of those potatoes. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, I'm going to leave that one that thick because I don't want to cut myself. So we got our potatoes here. Boom. Now all of these vegetables are pre-washed. I'm taking the caps off of these green beans. We're gonna do our scallions. Here we go with the garlic. Cut fresh. Alrighty. So now we're gonna get this all in the pan. We're gonna take this pan and we're going to put a real amount of oil in here because we definitely want to cook these potatoes in oil. I am using vegetable oil. My favorite type of oil is avocado oil, but today I'm using vegetable oil. First thing we're gonna put in is our scallions and our garlic. And then from there, we're going to start putting in our potatoes and things like that. So we're gonna put in our potatoes first. We're gonna let this oil heat up for a little bit. Okay, so now it's definitely starting to pop and things like that. So we're going to start putting in our potatoes. So here we go. Okay, so I do have these potatoes frying now. So once these get a little more fry on them, I'll put the scallions and everything in. Alrighty, now that we got a little brown on some of these, it is time to put in some of these scallions and definitely put in this garlic to start flavorizing this pan of potatoes. And just so you know what I did not get on camera and what was missed a little bit was my chicken is pretty much ready. So I glazed it with honey barbecue. So these are my garlic cloves, chopped garlic cloves for a little bit of flavor. I did season this with salt, just so we know. I've not put any pepper or anything in there yet. And I am going to save some of my green scallions for the end for presentation. But most of these scallions are going on in here. So I actually got a taste off of the little thing that I used to baste the chicken with, and I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, it's good. It was really, really good. So, yes, nice and spicy too. Awesome. Now, since we're at this point, I'm going to also put our green beans in here as well. We're going to saute all of this now that some of the grease has been soaked up by the potatoes. Let's recap what we did. So at the beginning, we spatchcocked this chicken, which means we cut out the back and we broke the wishbone so that we could lay it flat in the smoker. We used cherry wood. We used regular charcoal as well. Then we heated that up at about 450 degrees. Sometimes it was 500, sometimes it was at 400. We cooked it until the chicken breast was at 165 and the thighs were at 175. Then we made our potatoes. So we kind of deep fried them slightly in oil with some scallions and green beans. And then at the end, voila, we put a little bit of mixed blended cheese, which is a Mexican blend at any local grocery store that you could get. And then I kind of topped it off with some scallions just for the look today. So we have spatchcocked smoked chicken, seasoned with a lot of things, some paprika, some cayenne pepper, regular pepper, salt, so on and so forth. So after we did that, we did the potatoes and we're good to go. So yeah, that is our dish for today. You all have been so wonderful. If you like what you're seeing at this time, I want you to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and click the notification bell for updates on the latest videos that we'll bring out and any live streams that we'll be doing. You all are awesome. You have a wonderful day. Come together with food.